Here and welcome back to 25 Days of DIY. I hope you guys are enjoying all of these series, and today we have the third video in the hashtag Epic Holiday 25 Days of DIY series. And today we are going to be making an advent calendar out of some pretty cool materials, and I love this DIY. If you guys haven't already, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and turn on all notifications so that you get notified when I post my 25 Days of DIY and when I post my actual videos. So let's get on to the video. Let's go! I love this DIY and it is so easy to make. All you're going to need is a piece of wood, and you can get this anywhere at a craft store, but I just found this one at my house. Then I'm going to make a white tint to it by adding some white paint on top, and I don't have white paint, so I'm just using some white puffy paint. But that is optional. Then we're going to just let that dry. Take a pipe cleaner and kind of twirl it into a shape, and I'm using a paint jar for a reference. And this is just going to be how big your numbers are going to be on your advent calendar. I started off with mine super big, but then I made it smaller by just folding it over on itself. This is actually going to be a wreath, so it's good if it's green. Then once your board is dry, then you're going to make a sort of triangle stencil shape, and you're going to write out from 1 all the way to 25, starting at the top and going all the way down to the bottom. As you can see, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and etc. And I'm just kind of fitting these all in however I can, and I'm doing like 10 rows or so. Then once I got down to 22, I'm adding 23, 24, and 25 just in a row, and this will just complete our Christmas tree shape. I'm also boxing 25 because that is Christmas Day, and that's what we're going to be counting down to. Then when that part is drying, we are just going to add some more details to our wreath. Here's a quick life hack if you don't have a paint palette and you just need to get a little bit of paint out. All you're going to do is just use the lid as your paint palette. As you can see here, I'm just squeezing my red paint onto the lid, and boom, here is your own makeshift paint palette. This is also really cool because you can just let it dry and it's done. Then you're going to use a fine tip brush, and you're just going to paint some little berries onto your wreath. I'm just adding some little spots, and this looks so cute, and it just adds a little bit more of a touch to your wreath. Then when that is drying, we're going to switch back over to our calendar, and we are going to just draw some little berries on the sides by just doing some little 3 dots. That's pretty much it, and then we are going to also add some little details to the Christmas tree. I'm just adding some little red dots wherever there is space. But if your puffy paint isn't quite dry yet, like mine wasn't, then make sure that you don't get your brush in the black paint. Then let that dry. Then we're going to just use a green marker, or you could just paint it on, but I'm just using a green marker to make some little leaves just to kind of look like the stems on the berries. And that adds a really cute frame-like detail to the side of the board. I'm just using marker because then I don't have to wait for the paint to dry. Now this part is optional. If you don't want to have any more paint, then you could just use your marker to go around the tree, but I'm going to just use some metallic green paint, and I'm going to go over it with the same brush, and I just washed it off. I'm going to go over the little leaves so that it gives a little bit more detail to them. My puffy paint still wasn't dry, so I'm just being really careful and going around all the letters in the spaces that are most open. Then I'm just going to go around everything except for the stem, which I'm just going to leave the black puffy paint as it is. And after you do this, it is pretty much finished. I love this DIY, but make sure that it dries completely before you use your little wreath to count down on the days. If you add some double-sided tape to the wreath, then you could just tape it over the numbers every day counting down to Christmas. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure that you check out the Epic Holidays playlist and watch all of my other videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!